Hi, this is Ketogenic Jim. What I actually was meant to be doing for this YouTube video was my just cut of the whole live stream I did to show you guys how to do sauerkraut, but instead, for some reason, my phone wouldn't actually save the live stream I did, so I'm going to redo it. I have myself a half a thing of cabbage, smaller bit, my empty jar. You need a knife, you need some table salt, and just to top it off a little bit, we're going to use a little bit of vinegar just to kind of kickstart the fermentation process. Okay, it's extremely simple, it's really fun. I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. Okay, what I've done with this, I've already peeled off the outside layer, a couple skins. That's really up to you. You can wash it. I just like to peel it off completely. And what I do with this center piece that's very hard, I just kind of like do like a little bit of a triangle cut, which is pretty simple. Do that just so we can get the little stem out so that we don't have any really hard parts in our sauerkraut. There we go. Now we're just going to cut it up into really thin strips, and then we're going to add it into, usually I would do a big bowl and with some salt and everything like that, but instead we're just going to do it directly into the jar because we don't have that much here. You can kind of do this really whatever shape you want. I like to do kind of the, I guess you'd say the classic, just have as many thin strips as possible. I've done it into chunks and things like that, more like a coleslaw type shape, but it really doesn't matter at all. Now we're going to put it into our jar. And you're going to need about, for a whole jar, roughly 1 to 5 tablespoons of salt. Okay, what I use to mash the sauerkraut with is just the back of it's actually a potato masher, but it doesn't fit in the actual jar. So I just use the back of it and just kind of mash it down. It doesn't really have to be perfect. We're going to put this whole thing in. It's not even going to fill up the jar by the time we're done. But you just kind of crush it, and you just keep crushing it, and after a while, the salt and the cabbage will mix together, and then you will have a liquid start to form. And that liquid is actually from the cabbage, and you just keep mashing it, and mashing it, and mashing it. And we're going to do that for about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, that is our sauerkraut mashed. I'm going to put, like I said, about roughly around a teaspoon, maybe a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of just standard white vinegar. That just kind of gives it a jump start to actual fermentation. You're going to want to make sure that it's submerged mostly in its own liquid, and anything that starts to go brown on the top, obviously that's starting to grow mold. You do not want that to happen. You want it to be white or yellow. So you want to make sure it's covered in its own, own moisture, its own liquid. You will see like the tops of the, say the sauerkraut kind of splashed to the top of it. That'll start to go brown. Just make sure you take all that off, and you just want to make sure it's submerged. You can actually fill this up if you wanted to with water or vinegar, but there's no need for it. You're going to want to let it sit and ferment for at least 3 days, but better to be at 14 days. You want it to be roughly around 2 weeks. That way all of the bacteria has started to grow into it. There's around 8 different types of bacteria. There's around 7 at 3 days, and at 14 days, there's another 8 that actually grow into this. So it's really good if you let it sit for the 2 weeks. And that's pretty much it. You just let it sit at room temperature. You'll feel actually the bubble actually come up. You want to make sure you open it every couple days, but that's pretty much it. You have perfectly good homemade sauerkraut. After the 14 days, when you decide to eat it, you want to put it in the refrigerator. Oh, well, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I know this was kind of a delayed video, but this is some of the best stuff you can have for your gut biomes. It's extremely healthy. You pretty much can have it almost every day. I try to have it at least every day or every other day. I try to mix it in with my meals at some point, but sometimes sauerkraut doesn't really work out that way, you know. But hey, I really appreciate it once again. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, like my recipes, give a like and subscribe. If you want to speak about ketogenic coaching, that's what I do. I'm a ketogenic coach. So just give me a email, ketogenicgym@gmail.com, or you can DM me through any type of social media. There's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You just search Ketogenic Gym and I'm there. Thanks for watching, guys.